Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. We ready on Ms. Powell?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
Ms. Powell.
Right, this is file number CR 23-134, State of Texas versus Rose Marie Powell. Ms. Powell, if you'll raise your right hand, place your oath. Ma'am, do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. Just speak up loudly and clearly for me during your testimony. You can put your hand up. Ms. Powell, are you a United States citizen who reads, writes, and speaks English?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental condition?
No, sir.
In this case, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Bill Stevens. Are you pleased with Mr. Stevens as your attorney?
Yes, sir, I am.
You feel like you've had enough time to talk with him about your case, that you've had all of your questions answered, and that you understand everything that you have read and signed in the legal paperwork today?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stevens, do you believe that Ms. Powell is competent?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you explained to her her rights and change in this case?
Yes, sir, I have.
You believe that she is entering into this plea intentionally, knowingly, and voluntarily?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, Ms. Powell, you are charged by, I think you're charged by information with a theft of property, Class B misdemeanor greater than $100, less than $750. The range of punishment for a Class B misdemeanor is confinement in the county jail for up to 180 days, and a fine, if imposed, not to exceed $2,000. I see the plea agreement in your case is that you would plead guilty to that crime. State is recommending that you be convicted, that your punishment be assessed at 58 days in the county jail, that you would receive 58 days credit per time served. You would be ordered to pay restitution of $600 to the victims in this case. You would also be ordered to pay reimbursement fees of $665 and fines of $500 in addition to court costs of $270. Is that the plea agreement you want to accept today, Ms. Powell?
Yes, sir.
All right, understanding the plea agreement and the range of punishment, Ms. Powell, how do you plead to theft of property greater than $100, less than $750?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty to that crime because you are guilty of committing that crime and for no other reason?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone threatened or forced you to plead guilty today?
No, sir.
All right, the court accepts the defendant's plea of guilt. Mr. Stevens, any objection to the stipulation of evidence?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the stipulation of evidence is admitted and the court takes judicial notice of the defendant's judicial confession. Is there anything further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Is there anything further from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Carwell, I will need a recitation of the stipulation of evidence. I don't have that in the paperwork, but
Yes, Your Honor. Give me just a moment and I'll pull the case up.
Mr. Stevens, do you have the stipulation of evidence there with you?
I do not have it in my file, Your Honor.
No, I'm talking about in the plea papers that she signed today, all of this.
I don't think so, Judge. I'll look.
We'll need- need to do
I-
that.
I believe Ms. Curry had those completed and emailed out, but I don't know the status of where they're at now, Your Honor.
Got the papers, Your Honor, but stipulation is not in here.
Ms. Curry, we are doing the plea on Miss Rose Marie Powell. I've gone through everything. The only thing that we lack is the stipulation of evidence. Is that something you have access to?
Yes, sir. I emailed it to Miss Taberham, but I can pull it back up right quick. Would the court like, Judge?
If you'll just read it, that'll be fine, and it needs to get to Mr. Stevens and Ms. Powell so they can sign it and submit it with paperwork.
Okay, is Miss Burns in the jail courtroom?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll email it to you as well then. It says, on or about April 25th, 2023, while visiting with relatives, I, Rosemary Powell, took money and things from the possession of which did not belong to me. The total value proven of things I stole was $600. When I did this, I intended to deprive the owners of the property by keeping it for myself.
All right, there's no objection to that, Mr. Stevens, correct?
No objection.
Okay. All right, and based on the evidence presented, the court will follow the plea agreement in this case. The court hereby convicts Rosemary Powell of theft of property. Court, that's a class B misdemeanor. The court assesses her punishment at 58 days in the Maine County Jail. Awards her 58 days credit towards that sentence for time spent in jail. Court orders her to pay a fine of $500. Reimbursement fees of $665, court costs of $270, and the court assesses restitution in the total amount of $600, with $200 being owed to 200 to 202, as reflected in the court's judgment. Ms. Powell, you hereby remanded to the custody of the sheriff so we can carry out the terms and conditions of the sentence. When you get out of jail, I need you to report to the courthouse. If you are unable to pay all of your fines, restitution, and reimbursement and court costs at once, you'll need to meet with our court compliance officer, Ms. Liz Harmon, and set up a payment plan. Failure to report, failure to have a payment plan, failure to comply with that payment plan will result in this court issuing a warrant for your arrest and putting you back in jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, all right, step over with the deputy and be.
Thank you, Judge. Might be excused.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens.
Ma'am, thank you, Tonda.
There's a plea paper.
Thanks.